In the past few days, a member of the board of Hazrat Abbas Shrine in Holy Karbala paid a visit to the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi at the Grand Jurist Central Office in Holy Qum, Iran. In this meeting, Mr. Jelokhan gave a detailed report of the activities and programs by the Shrine of Hazrat Abbas and then listened to the advices and directives of the Grand Jurist.
أنا تقريبا 30 أو تحقيقا 30 سنة كنت ألثم العتبتين المقدستين.
In a meeting with Sayyid Adnan Jelokhan, the Grand Islamic Authority Ayatollah Hazrat Shirazi stated, "In my days at the time of monarchy in Iraq, I remember an incident where a person was sentenced to death. People showed opposition to this verdict in newspapers, magazines, rallies, and demanded an appeal. A lot of disputes and arguments were held about this death verdict. For a year, this back and forth talks were held. These talks took almost a year in order not to carry out the execution of a single person in Iraq. Later on, this person was executed. Now, at Saddam's time, thousands and thousands of people were put to death, while the graves of many of them are still unfound." The Grand Islamic Authority added, "In 50s, at the time of the monarchy in Iraq, we used to travel from the holy city of Karbala to the holy district of Qadamiyah. On our way, we used to witness on both ends of the road large plantations and farms as much as one could see. At that time, the newspapers of Iraq used to inform about the large quantity of exports of Iraq, such as wheat, date, barley, fruits, and many other more. But look at the conditions of the country now." Also, the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi added, "And at that time in the 50s, the poor people in Iraq were not deprived from eating meat except for a few days in a year. Yes, they were able to purchase meat on a daily basis, but in comparison to rich, they would purchase less. Overall, the economy of Iraq was good, but look at it now." In regard to the safety and security situation in Iraq, at that time the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi stated, "The women at that time in holy cities such as Najaf and Karbala were safe even at midnight to visit the holy shrines, and they had no fears of any." Then the Grand Islamic Authority explained the conditions of Muslim countries. "I have read in a newspaper of one of the Muslim countries that 80% of that country population live below the poverty line, and because of this many problems have occurred." Then the guest inquired the Grand Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi about the reasons that led to such prosperity and success of the country of Iraq at that time. The Grand Ayatollah Shirazi answered, "One of the reasons that led to the prosperity of the Iraqi people at that time was that the people had put aside their quarrels. There was no malevolence or hatred. If such a thing existed, it was a very uncommon thing. Also, people had contentment. They were satisfied with their living. They would not look beyond their needs." At the end of this meeting, the Grand Islamic Authority concluded, "God willing, the things will return back. These are only contractions." It is worth mentioning that Sheikh Jelokhan is one of the managers of St. Abbas Holy Shrine in the holy city of Karbala, and he met with the Grand Islamic Authority Ayatollah Shirazi at his central office in the holy city of Qom in Iran.